Wait, did I eat? Most of the time the answer is no. It's not on purpose. I'm fixated on what I'm doing and I'm working away, and before I know it, you know, it's hours later. It's great. As soon as it hits daytime, I hope they get moving because they do not have much food left. The mass has gone down a lot though. I feel like I overkilled getting them out there. Mind you, that last group I merged with was overkill. That's my panther. Panther's doing alright, I think. It's just got blood loss, it's fine. I won't even get up to cook unless I'm on the brink of death. I don't enjoy cooking or cleaning or any of that shit, but I find that the less effort food is to make, the more likely I'm going to make it. Like, I eat like instant noodles, and if I make a meal, I want to make enough of that meal that I don't have to recook it. Like, I just have to microwave it and it's 5 minutes in the microwave and then I'm eating it. Stuff like that. Like, I really like value efficiency in like food and stuff because I just don't enjoy like the preparation side of it. So I used to like when I had a few meal subscriptions because like at least then I could get like a fully made meal of any kind or whatever that I liked, and I just had to heat the thing up. You know, it was nice. Then cook the most random yet cook the most random yet tasty food and eat, and then forget about eating for another huge chunk of time. It's just easier ways to go. I also forget about that too. So I get the problem where I open something and I start eating it, and then I have more of it, so I leave that in the fridge. And then I don't know how many days have passed since I started eating the thing, and I'm like questioning if it's still safe to eat as well. Yeah, ads cannot harm me. Description wings like a shield of steel. Lol. I guess the other thing too is if they do appear to you and you have got a sub, make sure to refresh your PC. Oh, sorry, your browser. Yeah, just restart your whole computer up here. Yeah, no. Yeah, you should be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind when I feel like cooking and taking the time to make food. But if I'm gonna make food, I want to make it that it has so much fucking surplus food that I don't have to cook anything for like another couple of months. And I do that pretty often, actually. You know, we would have got a lot of steel also from shredding the mechs as well, I reckon. What is XP log off noise? Yeah, don't tempt me to play that shit again. Obviously, I can't play it on stream, but I have got it in Discord. I missed something else back there. Just make sure the chat command I said earlier was related to whole. Don't count as the same kind of viewer without being clicked into chat. Okay. Yeah, no, I might have missed that. Catching up with like messages and shit like that is like, it give me a minute kind of thing. Let's see. Never do that, not eating. It's common. Yeah, I saw that. Easy to forget. It can be really easy to forget to eat, especially like games like this. Like 7 Days to Die and RimWorld are two of the games where I can like legitimately just like switch off functionality, and like if you're not eating and drinking, you don't need the toilet, so then you're not also getting up to do that to get more eating and drinking and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a bit of a loop there. If you don't have like, I kind of like hijacked that with in 7 Days to Die. You know when you used to drink a glass of water in the game, it used to have like a really, really heavy drinking noise, and that used to prompt me to drink from my drink bottle. And so obviously drinking from my drink bottle every so often as my character needed hydration forced me to be hydrated, which of course forced me to require the toilet, which forced me out of my seat. So that also works really well. But it doesn't make the drinking noise as prominently now, I realize, because like I don't drink drinks when my character's drinking drinks. I don't even notice it's happening. I wonder if they changed that or if I just haven't noticed. Because it could be either or, you know. Certain event streams I'll be glued to the stream, of course, and often find it hard to walk away from my PC waiting for a response. So I find that too. I hate when I ask a question in a stream and then an ad comes up and I can't hear the person's response. And I feel bad about being like, oh, I can't hear the response because an ad, but I hate it more so when it's not like a scheduled ad. Like I try to give heads up an ad's coming, right? As best I can, whenever I can, I do try to give a heads up because it allows people to know that if something's going to pop up and prevent them from hearing a response, they have a choice to wait and ask the question after the ads and maybe go do something, or alternatively, they can ask the question and like clip it or something. Mind you, if I'm behind by a bit, it doesn't really matter because by the time it gets to your question, like you're off the ads anyway, so it's not too bad. Who was that? Somebody's on a major break risk. A lot of streamers will deflect that duty to mods, so there is, is any ill will embarrassment from the chatters that's directed at evil mods rather than the streamer. They get it, not wanting to be comfortable confront someone doesn't always solve the problem or come with consequences. So I have seen a few streamers that delegate like tasks and redeems and stuff to their mods, and I personally hate it. I hate seeing somebody bark orders at their mods and be like, basically like, go do this peasant kind of thing. I really detest seeing it or hearing it, and it makes me want to click away because I feel bad for the mod, and I realize that like the stream is kind of a piece of shit usually when they do it. Like not all of them are, but some definitely, the way that they talk to them are, and I hate it. Whereas like when I'm streaming, as I said, when I started streaming, I didn't tell anybody I started streaming, so nobody in my personal life was there for me with streaming. Everything I did, every choice I made with my streams was uniquely my choice to have those things part of my stream. So if I have redeems and stuff like that, it is my responsibility to redeem those things for people if they are something that's manual. If there's something that's automated, it's my responsibility to make sure that they are functioning and automated and stuff like that. Like I have got a mod, you know, Atlantis and stuff, but like she's got a life. She works. Like her roster's like all around the fucking clock. So sometimes she's here, sometimes she's not, sometimes she's working, sometimes she's busy. Actually, if I could get all three of you to shoot, this would be great. And if I could get you two to shoot, this would also be great. But yeah, I can't always guarantee when she's here. Sometimes she's here, sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's in the toilet. Sometimes she's asleep. Like, you know, I just appreciate that sometimes she's here and sometimes she's able to help moderate and stuff like that. But she also knows that she's got absolutely zero responsibility, obligation, or whatever to carry out anything as my moderator and stuff, you know. So, yeah, that's entirely like appreciative on her part for being here. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get too much out of seeing people like I get that like when you become like a pretty big streamer, it does help to have a few mods be able to redeem stuff and action things and whatever. And I know that the point you were kind of making was more so about like reprimanding people for behavior and stuff. But again, because it is my stream and this is my responsibility and stuff like that, it's kind of my responsibility to set the tone and keep the environment how I want it for my other like community and stuff like that, you know. Otherwise, if it goes to shit, it's 100% my fault, you know. Obviously, it's also a little bit the fault of the cunt that's also making it shit, but, you know, it's on me to fix that. And sometimes I don't act fast enough or I don't act strong enough because I kind of do hope that on some level the person will stop. But I also understand the longer I'm streaming that people just don't. If they're being a cunt, they're just going to keep being a cunt. They don't care, you know. So I'm aware of this sort of stuff. If you can take that in there and then... Oh, Campbell's working on this. If I could spot where the fuck Campbell is. I kind of just want to get somebody to sit down and work on this machine for a bit. Silverware would be good if she's not a daytimer. Nighttime, I mean. She's nighttime. She should be fucking asleep. But yeah, if I could spot Campbell come down here, I want to force him to work on this machine for a bit. What else? Your ads cannot harm me. No, I saw that. 7 Days character taking a single sip of their drink. I know, right? They basically sound like it's the most fucking quenching drink beverage thing in the world, regardless of whatever they're drinking. It is something. The ad thing is the worst. I had that happen when I made a hilarious entrance to a friend's stream the other day. I dropped a banger joke comment and got hit with a me double ad. luckily he wasn't sat at the PC yet, so I didn't get to read it till the ad was over. That's good though. But yeah, the old, it's more so like when it's not one of their scheduled ads and it's just an ad that happened to play after interacting with the stream. I hate those because sometimes it will wait until it's got proven activity. Also, if you guys can hear a truck in the background, that's my garbage truck. So don't mind that. We're going to have a couple of those and I'm going to have cats skittling around over it. I do not know where what's-his-face is. Campbell? I have not. There he is. Campbell, mate. Can I get you to just, like, work at this for a while? You know? I know this one got held, but I can still see it. I just am unable to approve it. I didn't mean it in that way. More like the ignoring the problem and waiting for the mods to manage it. Oh, man, that too. I completely agree with you on the kind of, I can't see the word, the mods around kind of streamer. Especially sucks when you know they're most likely unpaid mods too. That too. I do feel very sorry for like when people have like their like in quotes friends mod and they treat them like absolute garbage. Because it's like, do you normally treat them like that outside of this? Because like when you're on stream, I don't care if you're all streamers. Like you're really making like the whole situation like seem terrible. Like I wouldn't want to be considered a friend and modding for somebody that does that, you know. If I can pause moves while it sleeps. No, watching those paws Viking don't make me put feathers in them. Very fair perspective. Curating chat and community, ultimately the buck stops at the streamer. Yeah, pretty much. Like obviously, like you'll probably see like anybody that watches Asmon Gold will often see like when somebody says something out of line and he'll literally pull it up in front of everybody to like question it and discuss it and or like be like show everybody what he's talking about and stuff so he can in his case determine what is and isn't appropriate in his stream. Obviously I'm not so much of a show and tell, I'm more of a discreet, but like still it's still the same kind of thing. It's just he just makes it really obvious when he's doing it. I'm more of like, I see something and I'm like, yeah, no, nobody can see that, nobody ever will kind of thing, but nobody ever hears me say that either kind of thing. I also have like ducklings and shit finally in here. We're finally getting ducks. I guess I had to keep my panthers out of here. They must have been coming in to eat the duck eggs and the cat must have been coming in to eat the chicken eggs. But yeah, we're finally getting some goddamn birds, which is great. Because, you know, it's only taken all night to get... There's my chickens. To get 14 chickens. They're not even adults yet. And my ducks. We're at 16. That's actually really good. I didn't realize we were at 16. They must have been breeding and just becoming like adults really quickly. I don't know. I just didn't notice. But yeah, no, I understand the what do you call it? The waiting for the mods to manage it problem. Mind you, in like huge streams, I always find it interesting. I don't know if they have a delay on the chat. Or if the mods, if they just have a lot of mods, because I don't check the whole like who's in a stream thing anyway, even if I'm just watching it, and they just seem to like, as a message pops up, like you don't even get a chance to see it or read it, and they just cull it, and that person's gone, or like timed out or blocked or something like that, and it's like, holy shit, I never even got a chance to see what it was. It's like, I have to question that when maybe they have a lot of people and stuff. I know that like some of it is like keep the shit stuff away from the streamer having to see and deal with it, and some of it is like, I don't know. I do find that like leaving it for somebody else to do, I guess because like I just see this as like my stream, my responsibility. I don't get the same kind of like page that everybody else gets about the whole like leaving shit for somebody else to do. But then again, I also don't have that mindset for work in general, and like streaming is my job, so it's what basically I get income on from fucking streaming and shit pays me. There we go, there's English. So it is a job, right? Whether or not like I go casually about it or not, right? And if I was in any job, whether it paid more or less, there's a certain level of like passing the buck that I just don't tolerate. Like I figure if I can do it and like resolve the issue myself, I might as well just do it. Waiting for somebody else to do it creates more problems than it's worth. Because if you have more than one mod, for instance, and both of those mods are hoping that the other mod's going to respond to the thing, then nobody responds to the thing and it just sits there until it has to be brought to attention or addressed. And that's not good moderating. Like, if it's a race to see who can do it first, and I'm also racing to see if I can do it first, then, you know, it gets resolved. Either I resolve it immediately, or if I am actually unavailable, like if I'm in a game where I cannot stop for some reason, like Doom is very hard to do stuff through. And Need for Speed Underground, I can't click away because the game might crash. That's when having a mod, being able to action something, is useful. But again, like, I see my mods as people, so I don't expect them to be sitting here for 4 to 7 hours non-stop, like at my beck and call and stuff. I expect them to be busy. So I'll do it myself. And in most cases, they kind of are. Occasionally I've had somebody yell at Atlantis, like they've screamed out like mod check or something like that, and I've told them to get fucked and leave my stream, because like, don't yell at my mods if something's getting like caught. That's their own fault for whatever they've said. Even if they think it's like very benign, if it's, you know, if I've literally got rules that say don't do something and then somebody does something, like, it's kind of their own problem at that point. I like that they're like putting the passive coolers in here, but somebody's complaining about being sweaty, sleeping, and I've got these like ultra chilled. So hold on, let's check temperature. I guess it must be very warm. Like, I can chill it more than this. Oh, these guys don't have air conditioners. That's what it is. Alright, that's okay. And I have a fire in here. That shouldn't be on. I know why I turned it on. We had a, the end of spring. This room was quite cold, so I turned it on. But we should be solved now. Yeah, punch up. At a certain point, the volume of garbage in chat is too great for one person to manage. Eventually, you do have to get comfortable with trusting, delegating. What can I trade? Even if it's not comfortable feeling like a boss losing control over XYZ portion of the stream, it's not so much like losing control or anything like that. I don't have any issues with that kind of stuff. My only concern with having moderators is I do not know and am not familiar with the moderation side of Twitch myself. I have no point of reference beyond my experience as the streamer, and as the streamer is different to what the mods see and do, and I'm also relying on them having full understanding and awareness of like my thoughts and preferences on certain situations and stuff. While I do have good mods in Discord, they are still people and they're not always available, you know. And any of them, like Viking is somebody that's listed as a future streamer mod for me. I've already approached him about that and he's okay with it. Same with Olvit, if he's available, when he's available. It's only if they're around and available. I'd like to get you guys food, but I guess I could just take your money and sell you shit. But yeah, like I have already like looked at a few people. I have intention to have mods in the future on stream, but at the same time I don't need them right now. But I also have no expectation for any of them to be available. It's just if they happen to be already in my stream, already here and actively present, then if they choose to moderate during that time, that's up to them. But at the same time, like if they're unavailable or they're only lurking or, you know, like they can't be here, I'm not going to get mad that they're not here, because I expect them, as I said, to have lives and be busy. And if they happen to have time and happen to be here, that's awesome. If they can help out, they can help out. But if they can't or they aren't up for it, I'm not going to force them to. I don't have the 2 potato, but let's fucking send that. Get that guy. Shut up. Nah, don't say stuff like that either. Hopefully this is going to make them my allies. They're at like 57 neutral. This should be enough, I hope. Let's see, what else? I wakes up wagging tail, happily snuggles close to wolf flush, brushing face against fur. My allies are back. Nice. No, I didn't mean to wake you, Viking. The nod's head wagging happily. Yeah. Yeah, no, Viking would be fun as a mod. It's like he's almost always here, I think. He sleeps a lot, so I suspect there'll be times where like he's just like unable to, because obviously asleep. You can't do anything when you're asleep, you know? But at the same time, like I have pretty much no expectations for people being mods either, because like all I'd really want is people being like accepting or declining certain messages, and that's really a case-by-case scenario. Like a lot of the messages that I do decline are usually related to sexual stuff or what could be considered almost borderline safe work sexual stuff, just because I don't want any form of lewd here. I'm not okay with it. Like, I make the occasional sus joke and stuff, but that's me. I'm the streamer. I don't want people being lewd back, you know. The like type of humor and stuff, like it also depends, because sometimes people can be really, really good and then out of nowhere something is said and it's like, what the fuck? And other times it can be consistent trickle of constant behavior and it's like, I wish you'd stop, you know, and just like be good, because like I otherwise enjoy talking to you. But you know, you can't control what other people do either. So if somebody wants to be here, they'll be here. If they want to follow the rules, they'll follow the rules. If they don't want to follow the rules, they can get fucked. That's essentially my method for it. I know that sounded like I was going somewhere else with that, but I was not. I also like that my fucking sheep survived all of that. So I occasionally do mod check thing, but it's basically always as a joke. Like the streamer goes to the bathroom for a break and joke about causing chaos now that the streamer is gone for 2 minutes. Temporary anarchy. Oh no, streamer is back, everyone hide. See, stuff like that, I'm not actually a huge fan of, because like there are a few people that only sometimes appear when I'm not around, and they usually are the ones that cause actual trouble. So I kind of hate seeing stuff like that. It's not so much that I hate seeing it from the people that are saying it, it's that sometimes all as it takes for one or two people to flip that switch and just go nuts for a minute is somebody just saying something. So, like, I've had a few people come and go where, like, they've been very kind of chaotic, maybe mentally kind of thing. And, like, you know, press a million buttons kind of thing, spam a bunch of, like, test the boundaries sort of words and stuff like that. And sometimes all it takes is one person just saying, like, we should test this, and then off they go kind of thing. And I don't like to try to trigger activate people. However, I do understand that I'm obviously streaming, right? So there will always be somebody that comes in and says something or does something or triggers someone or like causes a chain reaction of something, right? It's all out of my control at the end of the day, but I can only like, I don't know, I can only try to manage what I can manage of it, you know, and just like reinforce what is and isn't okay, where I see it and stuff. And the rest of it's just part of streaming. That's all it is. Like, it's just accepting that I'm on the internet, and the internet is always going to be out of my control, no matter what I do. And anybody that thinks that it is in their control, like, seek help, please. Because unless you're some kind of all-powerful deity, that shit ain't happening, you know? So mods get this guy. Saw that. Breaking news. New microchip enables moderators to ban problematic viewers in their sleep. Tedders are calling it the phenomenon nodding. That would be cool though. That sounds awesome. I like that. Obviously I don't like the making people work in their sleep shit, but like I do find that the nodding referencing is quite awesome. Oh man. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be so good. I'm hoping to see my people get home soon. I'm like constantly watching them because like they're only a few tiles away. I want to see them get home before I like stop everything, and doing so is risking any battles from happening. I could also recolor my let's recolor my kitchen storage because I hate the red. I should also recolor my hospital, but I can't click on shit in here because everything's everywhere. I think. Unless I get lucky with this. No. That selected everything. Maybe. I'm not going to get lucky with all the walls and stuff in here, but I want this to be like white because I hate it being pink or like reddishy. At least now it's brighter, you know. Thank you. You have a hug back. So it works so happily. Hugs, Beza. No. So happily receiving hugs, smiles. It's fair. It has to be self-policed. I can see it getting out of hand. Maybe it's because I would only ever do that in chats or have more general leeway and are good at self-policing and calling out bad actors. True. Thanks, I cooked that one for a solid 10 seconds, spent a few calories on it. Well, don't wear yourself out or anything. God forbid that you don't have the energy to, like, I don't know, keep being humorous. Sorry, that sounds like more of a burn than anything, but it's not. I, like, genuinely mean that. Try to compliment somebody and it just comes off like I'm, like, I don't know, shitting on their rain or something. I don't want to select the cabinets, I want to select the room if I can. So I'll take the unintentional burn where it, well, not smiling, wagging tail happily, continue snugly with flush, wagging tail happily. The other thing too is that I don't mind like a little bit of community self-policing. Like I don't like people like turning around and being like, oh, you know, you can't do or say this or something like that. I probably won't like it. Like that's not okay, sort of thing. But I don't mind when people are like, you know, a friendly reminder of like the rules or something like that, to be like, hey, are you aware that like that could be like a rule breach or something like that? I'm not saying like people need to do that, but I did encourage, at least in Discord, that if people see something that they believe is genuinely against the rules, to obviously like reach out, contact mods and stuff like that, and kind of do a little bit of self-policing, because it's one thing to notice something, it's another thing to action it. And a lot of times, as I said earlier, a lot of people will kind of like pass that buck and hope that somebody else picks up the responsibility so that they don't have to do it. But if it is genuinely something that is bothering people, they should mention it and they should get it looked at so that it can be actioned. Because like, I don't know, there's times in the past where we've had like really shitty people come in and of course immediately start causing havoc or purposely try to break rules or see the leniency of the rules and stuff like that just to test it. And the only thing I can really say is like, if you're not reporting it, how do we know? Because like I might be asleep, my mods might be at work, you know. It's one of those, again, try to be the first one to point it out so it can be resolved kind of things. If everybody's racing to be the first person to point it out and bring attention to an issue, then it's going to get seen a lot sooner and fixed a lot sooner. That's how I sort of see it. Otherwise, if it just sits there, because sometimes like I will be asleep and like everybody's a bit busy and my Discord's relatively quiet most of the time, which is okay. I'm cool with that. But the thing is, like, occasionally something might be said and it is borderline or it is against the rules or it's just making people uncomfortable. And, you know, it's nice to have a few people, like, step up and ping somebody and be like, there's a problem, and bring attention to it, because it might be, like, it might just be an hour before somebody steps in, or it might be 5 minutes. But we're people, you know? The only thing is, like, I really do wish that sometimes, like, I could maybe have more Discord mods, because like Discord is obviously more of a passive existence than stream, because obviously on stream like I have a fair bit of visibility and control and stuff like that because it's only active while I'm live, but obviously Discord is around all the time, so there is that little issue of that. But I mean, I don't know, I just hope that for the most part most of my community are good people and, you know, not going out of the way to be, you know, dicks, essentially. That's all I really hope for. I'm trying to change all this to white because all the fucking purple and stuff has not been my kind of jam. I'm trying to move this all over too so I can have a different color. Because it will automatically most of the time go to red, but some of the time it will choose blue. And if I can choose blue like that, it's just a little less visually grating to look at, you know. I gotta move all this over. They're gonna freak out and start trying to move shift straight away, because they do.